and welcome to all the racing lovers out there joining us for this pre-recorded show. It is recorded very, very early on Saturday morning, and this is for the meeting that takes place in Gauteng on Sunday. First race, an early start, 11:35 over 1160 meters. So without any further ado, the resident expert is Alistair Cohen, and we've caught him this morning, and hopefully he's got a couple of winners for us on the meeting. Firstly, Alistair, how are you doing? And then secondly, what do you think of the entirety of the card?
Yeah, Sheldon, good to hear from you. Happy Mother's Day for this Sunday, by the way. So I hope all the mothers and all the racing fans who happen to be mothers enjoy themselves. Yeah, you found me, well, a little bit annoyed from a punting perspective because on Thursday, one leg out again, but then my own personal capacity played a jackpot. Now, I was very keen on Claw. The only other horse I liked was Jordan. Jordan cost a shoe. Take Jordan out the jackpot. Jordan wins. The rest of the jackpot clicks with Sea Shanty, a banker, who we tipped on the show at around 12 to 1 at the time, started around 8 to 1. But, you know, typical bad luck punters' woes. As for the weather's fantastic in Joburg. Been here for a couple of days. Not as warm as Durban winter, but it's a lovely time of the year. And as far as the card is concerned, Sheldon, excellent card. The only trap that we run into is that there are horses prepping who won't be 100%, who are looking at bigger pictures, some who are trying to qualify for the Hollywoodbets Durbanville, or throw their name into the hat, or dust off the cobwebs, or get their campaign going. So a couple of dangerous avenues to explore, but as far as the quality of the card is concerned, it is high quality.
Well, there we go. Excitement all abound as we get straight into race number 1, where Lawrence Werners and Johan Janse van Vuren, those colours will be seen to good effect, and they hold a strong hand, Alistair, with number 1, Spirit Tricks at 16 to 10. Number 2, Tina Lovelace is 22 to 10 from the Sean Terry stable, and then the other Lawrence Werner horse is number 6, Merry Weather at 9 to 2. You can get 6 to 1 and better the rest. Do you think that the Lawrence Werner's colours will open the meeting?
Yes, I do, but I don't think it's going to be all that straightforward, Sheldon. Just want to start with number 2, Tina Lovelace, who has got some black type to her name when running third in the Pretty Polly just 2 weeks earlier behind One Fine Winter. I reckon One Fine Winter will be a very interesting horse to watch when we get to Hollywoodbets Scottsville in just under a month from now. So she's got some black type, and she's achieved where no one else in this field has achieved. So just keep an eye out on her. I was extremely encouraged with number 1, Spirit Tricks, on debut. She never looked in doubt. Absolute speedball. She steps up in distance, but if she's going to be a relatively effective racehorse, she's going to have to be effective over an extra 200 meters than the 1,000 meters that she made her debut over. Samunga Kamalo is on board. Just the professionalism and the stride that she had about her on debut, I think, does give her a lot of credence and a lot of hope going into this race. She should improve. Then we got Merry Weather, who brings Cape Town form into the picture. We know how dangerous that can be. However, it's not strong Cape Town form, but what I will say about Merryweather, having seen her in the flesh a couple of times, is that there's something about her, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see her almost grow an extra leg in her first run on the Halfveld. So it's not worth completely ruling out her chance. Then of these first-timers, Anchorage is working very, very nicely. Can she beat Spirit Tricks on debut? I don't know. Candice doesn't seem to think so, but she's definitely a filly to work with going forward. And a nice run is expected. Where a nice run puts her, I don't know. And then Matchett's got 2 very well-bred horses here. 7 Once in a Blue Moon and 8 Surprise Party. And Matchett's 2-year-olds are absolutely firing at the moment. So, yes, Lawrence holds a strong key. I'll go 1 from 6 from 2. But, yeah, there's a lot of angles in this opener.
Right, let's move along to race number 2, where it's going to be Fast and Furious with the favourite called Charming Cheetah at 16 to 10. Number 4 is at 5 to 2 with number 3 Tin Pan Alley, and then 5 to 1 about number 2 Red Penny. Right, Alistair, is Charming Cheetah going to run them off their legs?
Sheldon, I like the look of Zalatoris here, to be honest. Son of Eric the Red. When he went down to the start on debut, my ears pricked because he's got such a lovely action about him, and he came from off the pace and made them look ordinary. He's down the straights as opposed to around the turn. Will that make life any easier for him? I don't know. But simply on what I saw, this is a horse I'm going to work with going forward, and he excites me. What he beats as far as the form line is concerned, I don't know, but I can give you some insight. Balule is held in high regard by Team de Kock. Is he that that best 2-year-old? I don't think so, but they do think their wins to come. The third horse by Pingo, I know quite well, is definitely sort of upsetting that she hasn't won yet, but she's got wins to come. She shows quality at home, so I think the form line might ultimately work out well for number 4 Zalatoris, so I'm going to give him a vote of confidence. Yes, Charming Cheetah sets a very high standard, a winner on debut, beating One Fun Winter. One Fun Winter's gone on to do brilliant things. Had Charming Cheetah not won, he would have been most unlucky because he had to check at a crucial stage, duck inwards. You won't believe it, part owner Trevlin Pillay has just sent me a message. It's a photo, it's nothing about Charming Cheetah, but if you believe in omens, Trevlin's just sent me a message. I'm talking about Charming Cheetah, you cannot make that up. And then number 3, Tin Pan Alley, disappointing second start. I think there's sort of a vouch to gull the son of the United States. He was impressive on debut, far less impressive second time out, but he's worth keeping an eye on. There's one other angle here, shoulder number 8, Blushing Bloom. What on earth is Gavin Lorena sweating down to 55.5 for a baby for? I've got to ask that question. So if there is any support for her, keep an eye out, but she will have to be of reasonable quality to win. My numbers, 4 from 1, definitely in the bar pot. I think you'll be safe with those two.
Now, your suggested bet of the afternoon will be the Place Accumulator, which commences in race number 3 over 1,160 meters. The betting has number 8, Soho Heartthrob at even money. There seems to be some adjustments here. Number 2 is Scratch. So Scratch number 2, quite a bit of bidding activity, but Soho Heartthrob is even money. Number 5 is 7-2, along with number 6, Lava County, and then it's 7-1 and Better the Rest. Are you in the camp of Soho Heartthrob? Are the punters' hearts going to be throbbing, or are they going to be sobbing?
There's no throbbing here, Sheldon. Yes, I think number 8, Soho Heartthrob will be hard to beat simply because War of Kingdoms came out and won a good race, and I think there's a lot to like about him going forward. The form line's well franked. Craig Zaki on board for Lucky Hoodalakers, that he can do no wrong. The yard's in great form, so a very, very hard horse to beat. Number 6, Lava County, working very well at home. Excellent second run. That was more like it, more of the expectations of the first start. But I'm under no illusion it's going to be hard to turn over. Number 8, Soho Heartthrob. Watch the market on Xenophon, number 5 on the card. This is a half brother to Dreamworld and Dreamland. Obviously, Dreamworld with Vaughan Marshall won the Winter Nursery a week earlier. So number 5, Xenophon, is genetically impressive. However, making a debut as a 3-year-old, did we read anything into that? But we got Richard Ferree on board. And then number 7, Palace Attack, is a half brother to Fire Attack, who has got serious designs on the Daily News 2000 at the end of the month. Already a grade 1 winner as Fire Attack. So number 7, Palace Attack, although I'd anticipate that this is going to be short of his best, he's also an interesting horse to watch. But my PA suggested bet, banker number 8, Soho Heartthrob. If he doesn't run into the top 3, I'll have words with Lucky Hoodalakers.
So there we go. Hopefully no words are exchanged, and it's only congratulations there. On a lighter note, as we move into the territory of race number 4, and just looking, number 1, Parisian Walkway is going to have a lot of followers. However, you've decided, Alistair, that number 2, Tamarisk Tree, the 5-year-old son of Ideal World. And let's just have a look. Robbie Sage, Muzi Yeni. It's not often you see a horse looking for 4 in a row, and you believe this could be the one to do it.
I'm a bit uneasy about Parisian Walkway. I know that he's obviously got a sight from the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. He probably needs to stretch a little to guarantee his place. I know he's a Gauteng Guineas winner, but there's no such thing as golden tickets anymore. So I think his runs in the Grade 1s, the Classic and the Derby, leave just a little to be desired. But with Garish Summer-Bertier on board, you could have put who I think is going to ride Parisian Walkway in the Hollywoodbets Durbanville on board. So, yes, it's obviously to take the weight off the back and to give him hopefully the best possible chance of winning. But I'm just a little bit uneasy about it. And I reckon that wherever his next starts is the one that's going to be the absolute go for number 1, Parisian Walkway. I get the impression that he might just be coming in here slightly underdone with a bigger picture very much in mind. I think number 2, Tamarisk Tree, is just a more reliable top 3 choice. Would I leave Parisian Walkway out the pick 6? Absolutely not. He's a top horse. But I also think he might be a step better over a mile. Tamarisk Tree wins 3 on a bounce. Yes, he's got to beat a group winner in the former Parisian Walkway this time. He, after the apprentice allowance, receives 2 kilograms. Muzieni's on board, the son of Ideal World, who's found a stride for Robbie Sage again. He's a lovely horse, and he's just so consistent. So as far as the PA is concerned, I think we're good there. 3, Navajo Nation, is a horse that I looked at very closely here, Sheldon. And I think dropping in distance could be the key for the son of the United States. You'll know him quite well from Durban, but in his first start in Joburg, where he looked out of place off a rating of a 102, At about the 500, he moved off quite a bit in hand. He never had the class to go with those beastly horses around him, so they fell away. Might have also needed the run. Second start again behind Musical Score, moved up with a little bit in hand, didn't go on with it, and again last time in a grade 2, a weak grade 2, but a grade 2 all the same, and just didn't kick on over the closing stages at number 3 Navajo Nation. So it might be worth just keeping an eye on him after a drop in distance with 52 kilos. He could be dangerous if what I'm seeing is correct. But number 2 Tamara's Tree, just the most reliable as far as the PA and bar pot is concerned. Pick 6, 1, 2 and 3 definitely make the cut.
Radio, as we move along to race number 5, where number 1, the Ultimate King, Gavin Arena for the Tony Peters stable. 3-year-old gelding is 15 to 10. Number 5, Future Wolf, the 5-year-old gelding is around 4 to 1. Number 3, Pretty Analia, the 5-year-old mare is 5 to 1, and then we can go 6 to 1 and better the rest. Now, looking at your Premier, you've got 4 bankers in the place accumulated, appears, and number 1, the Ultimate King, is another at around 15 to 10. Now, often, Alistair, with the new structuring in Cape Town and KwaZulu-Natal, you see horses in the class races with 64 as a top weight, and the bottom weight's 58, so there's not that much between them, and you'd have those people who say the Ultimate King's got 61 on his back, but when you look at the bottom weights there, they're around about 58 kg, so the weights don't really come into play in these races.
Absolutely, it's a great debate to have, and I don't really know where I stand, and I'm not going to get involved in the debate now. 64 is 64, but it all becomes relative when, as you mentioned, you get a horse in the race of bottom weight carrying 59. And then, as you rightly say here, Sheldon, a 3 kilos spread from top weight to bottom weight in this race. You do run into the dangers, or Muzieni riding 64 at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth the other day, with all that dead weight, so that could be something that stops them. But with that said, if you had a commentator's race, I don't think you would qualify because you would be a far lighter than the rest of the commentators around the country. But we had a commentator's race, myself, Nico Kritsiotis, Brandon Bailey, after all his gymming, I put the 3 of us, and we all weighed 100 kilograms. 100 kilograms is 100 kilograms, but in a true handicap, if we're riding horses off the same quality, they should all finish next to each other. But that's all theory and all hyperbole. As far as this race is concerned, Sheldon, I think number 1, the Ultimate King, very hard horse to beat. He is the most optimistic Hollywoodbets Durbanville entry, but the fact that he's there is a signal of intent. A little bit worried who he beat last time. Chieftain Shields, no champion. He's still languishing in the maidens. And he cost himself the other day on Work Riders race day. But if the Ultimate King is upwardly mobile, which it looks to be the case, then he should dispose of this field that is very much in their place. In fact, if you're looking for an angle to bet in race number 5, I'd suggest swingers with number 6, Impact Invested. Disappointing first run for the yard, steps up in distance to a mile. If he reaches the trip, he could be quite dangerous having a second run on the half vault. But be very hard to beat number 1, the Ultimate King. Got to give a mention to number 2, Laughing William. He's impossible to read. He's not the most consistent around. He has lost his inconsistent sequence. Out of draw 1 over a course and distance that he has 1 over before, I'd like to think that he's got a place chance, but if anyone beats number 1, the Ultimate King, I will be surprised.
As we move along to race number 6, and the Main Defender fans, they'll be back to box again, currently at 2 to 1. Number 5, Truth, 4 to 1. Number 6, White Pearl at 6 to 1. And then number 9, Musical Score, has shortened down 7 to 1. Just having a look at the early timer recording, there are no scratchings. And let's have a look here. 52 kilograms for number 11, Radicchio, and we have Main Defender with 62 kilograms. So here's one of those races where there's 10 lengths from top to tail, or 10 kg, should I say. How do you make the race here? Main Defender's drawn 13, number 5, Truth's drawn 4, and Musical Score's drawn 2. So the draws could play a bit of a part here, Alistair?
I think so. I think that's going to give Truth the advantage. Look, let's call a spade a spade. Main Defender's obviously prepping for the Hollywoodbets Gold Challenge. Purple Pitch is obviously going the Jubilee into hopefully the Hollywoodbets Durbanville route. Atticus Finch, winner of the Betway Summer Cup, has also got designs into the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Legend of Arthur is definitely prepping into the Hollywoodbets Durbanville via the Jubilee. He's got steel shoes on, so I think that tells you. Truth was prepping for Hollywoodbets Scottsville, that I can tell you. And then down the page, all these lightweights, I don't know where they could be prepping. White Pearl, I'm sure, will have something in mind, possibly the Tibashina, is it the East Coast Radio Tibashina on Gold Challenge Day, so that could be where she's headed. So that makes it a little bit dangerous. If you put Main Defender and Truth right now on pure CVs, over 1,400 meters against you, over 1,200 meters, Truth would beat Main Defender, but over 1,400 meters of level weights, I think Main Defender might have the edge over Truth. But if there is a time that Truth will have the edge over Main Defender, it could be now with Main Defender with that deep draw. The truth is, I thought he was unlucky last time. I was highly disappointed in the Senor Santa, not with any other reason, just got bumped at the start and just took the wind out of his sails and never got into stride. But he fought hard to run into third. I suppose you can't cry over spilt milk. But this is an idea from Candace to get him even fitter into Hollywoodbets Scottsville, where he is going to be going for the now Grade 2 Golden Horse Sprint. And hopefully with that uphill incline at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, the 1,400 meters can just sort of put that extra mileage into the legs. They're the only two horses I've got into the place accumulator, numbers 1 and 5, and they're here and now with 6 kilos between them and the draw factor. I think Truth could turn over number 1 Main Defender, but I have all the time and all the respect in the world for number 1 Main Defender. He's a top horse. He fought hard to win the Hawaii last time in beating Cosmic Speed. Cosmic Speed had come out of winning a Grade 1 and obviously ran third very close up in the World Sports Betting KZN Guineas just a week ago. So that form is obviously something to be very mindful of. Too short for Atticus, finished too short for Legend of Arthur. Purple Pitcher always punches above his weight, but like I said, glaringly a prep run. The last time he prepped, he ran 8.5 lengths behind Main Defender, so I see no reason why that's suddenly going to become an issue. So I'm going to go 1 and 5. I think that they're the two horses to fight it out, Sheldon.
That'll take us along to race number 7, and just having a look at race number 7, we've got plenty of racing action. The favourite number 2, Immediate Edge, Cabela Mazziniano for the Mike de Kock stable, and this is a 3-year-old gelding with 60.5 kilograms, 28 to 10. Number 1, Royal Force, Pierre Stratum for Lucky Hudalaka, 62 kgs. Number 5, Key News, 55 kilograms at 6 to 1, along with number 6, Dance King. And then we have number 3, Potberry. Mountain High, 7 to 1, Paul Revere, 8 to 1, and then we go 12s and better the rest. Now, Alistair, seeing your perms here, you're looking at Royal Force and Immediate Edge. Let's kick off with Royal Force with Pierre Stratum aboard.
Do you know what a good horse this is, Sheldon? As you say, Striker takes her out for Lucky Hudalakas. His 2 indifferent runs are a little bit of a worry, but when he wins, he's so impressive. And this could be his happy place as far as distance is concerned, that sort of middle distance range. Maybe a mile might just stretch him a little. I don't know. He held an entry for the WSB KZN Guineas, the number 1 Royal Force. Passed that up to run in the Betway Secretariat Stakes. Lovely horse, got a lot to like about him. Big chance, not willing to write him off. But number 2, Immediate Edge, got blinkers on for the first time. He's now been gulled. He ran in the SA Derby where he lost his winning record, and he did not act in the going according to the report, and he might not have got home over 1.5 miles. However, got a little bit of insight in this done reversing Getrich. So I've done a little bit of homework after Sail the Seas won the KZN Guineas, because as many know, he was top of my radar when it came to the Hollywoodbets Durbanville July. Now off a rating of 127. I'm shopping elsewhere. And Immediate Edge has popped up on my radar. I'm not here saying that I've had a bet on the Hollywoodbets Durbanville July for number 2, Immediate Edge. I haven't. But he's definitely popped up on my radar. So I had a word with Matt de Kock, and he's going to take this route likely into the Jubilee, and he has to win both starts to even qualify, to even come into the panelists' mind. So this is all systems go for number 2, Immediate Edge. Wild Intent pops up as a key horse after his runs in Cape Town and after his runs in 2 classic races in Joburg. And if he's beaten Wild Intent, obviously in receipt of 3 kilograms, then that's got to put number 2, Immediate Edge, into some sort of mind when it comes to certainly going forward. So 1 and 2 are my numbers. I'm definitely leaning towards number 2, Immediate Edge, because it is systems go with the son of Verse and Getrix. If he won here, and then I'll tell you what, the Jubilee is going to be a unbelievably strong race. If he went into the Jubilee and won that, then thinking caps are well and truly on.
Right, as we move along to the next race and just looking at the betting, number 4 Cosmic Star is currently your 5-2 marginal favourite. Mount Pinatubo, number 6, is 28-10, and then you have numbers 1 Dreamland and number 2 Quantum Theory hot on the trail. Now, Alistair, looking at this race, it's quite an interesting race. Richard Fourie teams up with Lucky Houdalakis on number 1 Dreamland for Lawrence Verners and the team. And this is a horse who's done particularly well, being a 6-time winner. You got number 2 Quantum Theory, who moved up last time out and took him on. 4th prior to that, 2nd prior to that, a 4-time winner. And then the favourite, which is Cosmic Star. Let's just have a look at the Son of Erupt. Samanga Kamalo for Johan Janse van Vuuren, for Lawrence and Tessa Verners and the team. And here's another horse coming with some very inspiring form. 2nd to Ready to Charge and 2nd to Helderbeer.
Yeah, all consistent, these horses, and Cosmic Star's got the turn of foot that will make him dangerous. Samango Kamalo takes a ride. It looks like he's the man that's getting the pick from Johan at the moment, so there's got to be something to work with there. Number 1 Dreamland, whenever Richard rides him, he seems to get a tune out of the son of Lancaster Bomber, whose half-brother runs early on in the form of Xenophon, and the other half-brother's won a grade 3 Winter Nursery a week earlier, who we've already discussed. Has become a bit in and out, though, as Dreamland, so that is a bit of a worry. I've banked number 2 Quantum Theory in my place accumulator. First run in a handicap, and I don't know how long, Sheldon. And its rating's gone from 114 to 108, and not quick time, but I've seen them go down slower than that. 3rd run after a break, moved up a winner last time, got shrugged off by the lightweight of Danson from Santon. I think number 2 Quantum Theory is the one that they all need to beat, and he can bounce back to winning ways, although winning doesn't come too easily. I have great respect for the Verners and Van Vuuren combination, so whether it's 1 Dreamland, 4 Cosmic Star, 6 Mount Pinatubo, even you, I even think Sheldon, draw a line through those last 2 runs. He's got every opportunity, but God knows what's happened in his last 2 starts, number 3 Sheldon. So I'd sidestep him here, but if he won, I wouldn't be totally blown away. Or let me rephrase it. If he returned to form, I wouldn't be too blown away. But I think number 2 Quantum Theory nailed on top 3, pick 6. I'd motivate 1 and 6 to go in with him.
That'll take us on to the penultimate race of the day. So for the punters out there looking to play races 9 and 10, hopefully we can point you in the right direction. And talking about pointing in the right direction, race number 9, the betting has 5-2 the field about number 6 Virgin River. Number 2 Night Vigil is at 7-2. Then we have 4 Cosmic Queen at 5-1, 6-1, and better the rest. Now, just judging by the betting, Alistair, there's nothing that really stands out. We've got a whole host of runners that are quite congested in the betting market.
Yeah, this is a very tricky race. I've saved the hardest for last. We'll start with number 1, Whistle the Tune, though. Craig Zaki takes a ride here for Candace. First run in Joburg, reared in the stalls, fell asleep with a headgear. The headgear's come off number 1, Whistle the Tune. If she jumps on terms, optimistic that she can get right in there. It says that she lost 2 lengths. You go watch the replay, you can make up your mind for yourself. And I know that Kelvin was bemoaning the fact that she reared in the stalls and gave away that ground, because had she not, he believes that she was travelling well enough through the race to have gone fairly close. It's a massive drop in distance. She carries a massive weight, and I don't want to be cliche. You can give weight but not start. If she gives start, she's not got a prayer in hell. But if she gets out on terms, the horses that she's beaten in the past and the company she's kept in the past makes her a live chance, number 1, Whistle the Tune. She's working very nicely, so do not leave her out. 2 and 6, the other 2 horses that go into the place accumulator. Night Vigil, since coming from Cape Town, has been a bit of a revelation. I know her last run was a little bit flat, but she played up in the stalls. I think she even nudged the front gate open before the race, and that just may have taken the wind out of her sails. She's not known to do that. She's drawn towards the inside over 1,000 meters, but it is a smallish field, so she can venture over. And then number 6, Virgin River. I wish it was the other way around, that Aralina's race on Thursday, as I've had a good look at that race, you'll find out why come that preview. Aralina's race on Thursday was before this. We could get a good idea of how that form is going to work out. It's a massive step up in class for number 6, Virgin River, but it looks like she's coming to hand, and you can draw comparisons between form lines when you go to the 24th of December to Christmas Eve, when a whole lot of these horses were in the race. Night Vigil, Virgin River, Kia Kaha, You Bring Me Joy, and Mist in Scotland. And as far as the collateral natural form is concerned, Virgin River's waited to turn it around with Night Vigil, comes in here 1 kilo better off for half a length, so there should be sweet little to choose between them. So if you like one, you've got to like the other.
So we got one race left on the card, race number 10, and hopefully on your advice and all the punters out there, they're on the front foot. They've got money to play for free coming into race number 10. And before I ask you for your selections, Alistair, there's just one horse of interest here, number 15, Twice as Wild, Navana Stilly for the Grant Maroon stable. I'm not sure quite why, but she just keeps jumping off the page every now and again. Do you give this some sort of place quartet chance, number 15, Twice as Wild, at that price?
Definitely, Sheldon. If it was the inside track, I'd be singing from the rooftops. The fact that we're not on the inside track, a little bit more perturbed. But you ask trifectas and quartets, absolutely yes, she's a runner. She is slightly under sufferance, but she carries no weight, 49.5. Like I said, she just grows an extra leg on the inside track. I'd be a bit more confident. As for this race, Sheldon, I'm going to be short and sweet. It's tricky, so to look for one horse to rove, excuse me, in your trifectas and quartets, I'm going to go with number 11, Mika's Bomb. Tamango Kamalo's back on, hasn't ridden her before, but rides well for Fani Bronkhorst. She took a long time to warm into the race last time. Her ratings come down again to a mark that's close to seeing her win, and I think she's just more effective over 1,000 metres. But it's a race that if you went into detail, you'll talk forever.
Well, Alistair's, we could become heroes after the meeting. Imagine Mickey's Bomb at 33-1 wins, and number 15, Twice as Wild, at around 12 and 14-1 runs second. And the guys take the exactors, or they catch some of the quartets, trifectas. Then we'll give them our bank account.
I'll be going into retirement so that happens, Sheldon. But funny enough, I will be taking that quartet because it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I do like your horse, and I think Mickey's Bomb's a definite top 4 contender.
Well, that's why we do these previews. We get together, we give the information, and we put some horses together. And thanks very much, Alistair, for your time. Now, for your Legion of fans, we're going to bring up your suggested bet for the day. If you can take us through those numbers, please.
Yep, it's a nice tight place accumulator with numerous bankers along the way. 1:45 is when the PA gets underway. First race is early, by the way, 11:35, so don't miss the boat. There's a lot going on. IPL's off for a while, so there'll be more eyes on the racing. So first leg, banker number 8, Soho Heartthrob. By banker number 2, Tamarisk Tree. By banker number 1, The Ultimate King. By 1 and 5, Main Defender and Truth. By 1 and 2, Royal Force and Immediate Edge. By banker 2, Quantum Theory. Then 1, 2 and 6 at the end. Whistle the Tune, Night Vigil and Virgin River.
Well, that's been an absolute pleasure being on the line with you, Alistair. All the best for the race meeting. Take care, and we'll chat to you soon.
Yep, thanks so much, Sheldon. Always a pleasure catching up with you. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Mother's Day, everybody. And yep, we'll do it all again next week.
There we go. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there enjoying the festivities. Hopefully you've had breakfast in bed, you've been spoiled, and hopefully we hope it can make some cash on the day, and that'll be it. That's a wrap.